Welcome back, everyone, to Sharon Center, Ohio. This is Farming Sim Niagara Fats. I'm here with episode number eight. Episode number 9. I'm buying the farm challenge. All right, as you can see, we are in Farmland 1 over here. We're on a contract doing oats. We already did a fertilizing contract. We completed that off camera, and we did this contract. Reason for that is I'm going to bring you in, finish this up, talk with you a little bit about what's been going on, what I did off camera, what I've been thinking about. Excuse me, pardon me. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get this finished up. And we're going to run it on a little bit of fast farming, but we're not going to go crazy here. We'll run it down to 10. So I think we're going to fast forward to August and then maybe into September, get through the summer here. Just wanted to get this grain contract, switch it up a little bit, show you something a little different. Oh, why did I turn that off? Good thing there's no crop destruction on other people's farms or other people's fields. So yeah, hopefully we'll go to August, see what's available, and then we'll move to September and see what contracts are available. So I'm thinking September, October, November are going to be the corn, soybean contracts. I'd like to do that on this episode. I'm not sure how that's going to work out. Have to keep an eye on the recording session here. But yeah, so I did some mathing off camera as well, so that we can get an idea of where we're at on buying the farm. So the way I have it calculated out, I grab my notes. Let's work on it just before I started recording here. So we need $1.221 million, a little over that. Right now, well, I figured it at 436,000. I spent 10,000. What did I spend 10,000 on? I got to try to remember because I recorded. By the way, I recorded my first one tile challenge video, but I'll get into that more later. Let's get this turned around. Get lined back up. So yeah, we're roughly 426,000. We have availability for a loan of $595,000. Basically a total of about $1.091 million. We're roughly $130,000 short of being able to purchase the farm over there, which is fantastic, because I don't think I've that hasn't calculated in what we have here. I think, or maybe I did. Either way, we're close. We're a few contracts away from getting it. But with that said, we're just going to get it. So I think we need a little bit of a buffer of cash too, which is perfectly why I think we need to do the contracts through the fall, see if there's anything in the winter, maybe some cultivating, just to get a little buffer of cash, because we have to buy some cattle. We're going to have to probably buy seed and other things that we're going to need for the farm. But at the end of the day, we can also continue our work on the farm and do contracts. If we have to do it off camera, we'll have to do it off camera just to keep it going. But we're there. We are almost there. Just a few more contracts. Like I said, we'll see what goes on in this episode, and we'll see where we're at. What keeps happening here? I lifted it somehow? think I'm hitting the wrong buttons when I'm hitting with my controller here. So yeah, we just got a couple more passes on this one. I wanted to bring in. I'm not sure if we'll got one more tank worth here on the combine, or if we'll have to empty. You know what? We're gonna empty since we're right here. Pretty sure we're gonna have to run the truck down, unload, come back, and unload this this green cart here. My controller is having some serious issues, so I do apologize for that. Definitely gonna have to get a new controller. Thinking about taking it out and running the air compressor with some compressed air and trying to blow out. Maybe there's something stuck in it. But yeah, I think we're gonna have to take the truck down, unload it, because I think it's pretty full. Come back and reload this. We'll probably take the equipment back off camera and come back and see where we're at for the next month. Yeah, I definitely have got to get a new controller. Not cool, not cool. Being kind of cheap about it. So I had a good gaming controller. I think it was a Scuff for PlayStation. My cousin and I were playing, well, we still do play Call of Duty. And basically the same thing. And so I watched a tutorial on how to try to take it apart. They made it look pretty easy. It wasn't a Scuff per se, it was just a regular PS5 controller that I was watching. And there's all kinds of little parts and pieces in there, and yeah, I couldn't get it to go back together right. I mean, at that point I really didn't care. It wasn't working. It was stick drifting all over. Paid all that money for it. I mean, I had it for several years, maybe 3. But at the end of the day, I'm not paying that much money for a controller anymore. And I'm not that good at Call of Duty anyhow, so why waste the money? So I'm just gonna get another regular PS5 controller and be done with it. So if you guys have any tips or suggestions on PS5 controllers or controllers in general, how to keep them in a little better shape, I don't know whether that's covering them up or what it is, but this one here is probably, what, 5 years old now, so I mean, it's pretty beat up. Played a lot of different games with it when I was just playing on the PS5. And yeah, it had a little bit of break because I had the other controller, but either way. Alright, we're going to end up at the other end of this field. That's fine. We can grab the tractor, come down, unload, go fill up the truck, take the truck back over, unload it, see where we're at on this contract. It's not a major contract, but it was 25,000, small little oat field. It was the only grain that was on the that's on the on the map right now. If we go up to the fields here, yeah, everything else is peas. 2 sets of peas. We got parsnips over here, and down here we have the red beets. Oh, and then this is potatoes. So we have 2 peas that one got wrecked by that tornado, and then the 2 big soybean fields and corn. So I'm hoping we can get hired on those corn and soybean contracts, but who knows if the NPCs are going to hire us or not. The 2 owners of those fields. Yeah, this should be the last pass. Let's see. I think it is. Hopefully it doesn't take a partial. I'm not sure. We'll see in a second here. Yeah, that's the whole one. All right. Finish up this last pass that has this tram line in it. So yeah, while we're on this last pass, I decided to finally start the 1-tile competitive challenge by Zorch Farming. That's being run by Rusty Money and Crustu and Zorch. They're doing a competition on farmlands. The map Farmlands. It's a ModHub mod. It's on ModHub, so it's readily available for everyone. I know they play on console, so it's definitely all platform. They're doing it as multiplayer. I'm not doing it as multiplayer. I'm doing it as single player. I'm not even in a multiplayer setting. But yeah, I'm uploading the first one right now. I uploaded it to YouTube, but YouTube is saying that it's not ready as of right now. Today is Saturday, so I'm not sure what's going on with that. If there's a lot of feed upload to YouTube or what's going on, but it's not loading to YouTube right now. Uh, Rusty Money, Crustu, and Zorch all put out their 8th episode this morning, so I watched all of those. Woke up at my normal 6:30 this morning. I guess I got up because I didn't go to bed till about 12 or 12:30 last night. 11:30. I don't remember what time I went to bed, but I woke up at 3 o'clock and obviously wasn't getting up then, so I went back to bed or went back to sleep, and then I woke up at like 6:30. Let's go get this tractor, and came out, did my normal usual, grab a drink, take my morning meds, which was just Nexium and Zyrtec or an allergy pill. And then sat down to eat my nutrition bar and turned on YouTube. Realized it was Saturday and Crustu had already posted. So I don't know how he does his postings. I have to get a little bit better at this with my software creation. But he already had it posted. So I don't know if he gets up in the morning and posts it or he has it scheduled to do it. I'm not sure how that works, but he was up and about already getting it posted. One way or the other, it was posted. So cool. I watched his, then I watched Rusty's, then I watched Zorch. They're all moving along. 8 episodes in, 8 months in basically. And I got the first month in, and I kind of like my start. So check it out. It's going to be on there whenever YouTube gets it loaded up. Hopefully, it'll be loaded up by the time this video posts. And hopefully, I'll already have another one posted because I am going to try to rapid fire and catch up with those guys. And my goal is to start watching other people's on Discords of those three. So Crustu, Rusty Money, and Zorch all have Discord where they allow you to post videos, which by the way, I'm posting mine in there. So I hope that other people will watch mine, and my intention is to go in and watch theirs. Thumbs up and like them. Do the same for mine. Do the same for Zorch, Crustu, and Rusty Money. Thanks to them for the shout outs and the ability to post onto theirs to get to other people to see it. Pull this on the other side of the road here. Turn this off. What do we got this going at? 2 times speed? Yeah, that's fine. We'll just leave it at 2 times speed. Yeah, because it's already 10:30. Hop in the truck. Where do we got to take this to? I think it's to the same place that we went before. Yep. So basically, just down the road. Wait for some of this traffic to get out of the way. Of course, this guy wants to turn. Where's this guy gonna go? Oh, traffic jam. Oh, well, let me get out of here before they start honking. This is gonna be a mess. Excuse me. Stop sign down. Yeah, so I think we're okay on our equipment to get started, especially just having one field. We are gonna have to buy. Oh no, I have the seeder, so we're good on the seeder. We are gonna have to establish grass. It'll be in the spring, so I think we're going to plow up all that extra area, not go too crazy next to the roads and all that stuff, but we're definitely going to expand out on that field. I believe it's 13, 12 or 13, but this mail truck's going slow. Let me take a look at that real quick. Give him some space. Yeah, 13. So we're going to expand out here a little bit. I think we're going to leave this here, and then this side is fine. So yeah, we got the road, or the path coming in. Let's see. I want to see something real quick. Okay, so the path isn't really ours anyhow. So we have to come through, that's fine. But the road, up to the road is ours because it's 67, yeah, it's 10 acres of wasted land. So even if we could pick up 2 or 3 acres, I don't know how much we'd pick up on that side of the road. And maybe one, we'll see how it looks over here on this side. It's kind of deceiving from the map. But we're probably blocking traffic, so we better get moving. Even if we could pick up a few acres, we'll just get a little bit more. It's just a lot of open. All of these fields have a lot of open areas beside it. I mean, I realized this one here because of the trees, and maybe they wanted to put ditches in and they just weren't able to do it, or wanted to get the map out. I'm not sure. I mean, we have a lot of ditches in Ohio. We lived in the country and had a huge ditch, but we also lived up by the lake, so we had to. All right, let's get the auger out. Pipe out. All right, this takes a little bit of time to get going. Up to 82%, 83%. Number 2. Already up to 86%, 30% transported. All right, good news, good news. I like to see that it's still working. We'll head back to the field after this. We get our second load. And then we will take a break and get us into September and see what other contracts are going to become available. Hopefully, I don't think soybeans and the corn will be ready, so we'll just see what's available. We'll just come back and see what's available. Oh wow, this might actually complete the contract already. Oh, so close. 99%. I don't think we had that much more left in there. We're not gonna make a lot. We're not gonna make a lot on the oats here. It's a pretty small field, so I wasn't anticipating cleaning house on the extra oats, which all these contracts allow you to. They only take a certain percentage off of the field to get it to 100% contract completion. So then you get to sell off the rest of whatever's left over. But the smaller the field, obviously, the less grain you're gonna get. This guy's really going slow. We're gonna have to pass this bus. Sorry there, kiddies. We're doing it safely. Give them a little horn. Yeah, let me know down in the comments. Did you used to, when you were on a bus or in a car, do the whole arm air horn thing? Try to get the truckers to honk their air horns. Every kid wanted to do that, right? Boy or girl, everybody wanted to hear the air horn. I did it when I was a kid. Pretty sure we had our kids do it in the car. I'm sure the kids did it on the buses. All right, let's get it up over here. We'll get it flipped around so that we have a full truck. We won't have to flip around with a fuller truck. Although I don't think it's going to be very full. Ooh, coming a little hot. Got up on 2 wheels. Or got up on the side wheels. All right, get back to the tractor. Turned it off already. Get the auger pipe out. Traffic, no traffic coming. Oh, there is. Seems like there's always a car coming down this road. All right, let's do it in the back. Start in the back here. Oh, nope, I guess not. It's a great tractor, just the brakes are not the best. Sorry there, postman. Oh, 315 liters. All right, let's get across the road here. Jeez, another car. Grand Central Station over here. All right, let's get back in the truck. Go deliver these 7,600 liters. Take the truck back over to our property. I'll collect the contracts at the cell station up here, and then I'll bring you back in once I get everything put away and figure out the next month what's going on in August. I'm sorry, yeah, what's going on in August. So we should be up to well over $450,000 after these two contracts. Yeah, we'll be up closer to 500,000 because I think this is a $45,000 or fertilizing. Yeah, I think I had to buy fertilizer. I think that's what it was. I had to buy fertilizer for that contract. That's what it was. And I think I repaired the tractor. So that's where the $10,000 difference came from. All right, got to find which pipe is in. Yeah, there's oats in there. Anytime you're ready. There it goes. So that was $6,500 extra dollars, and then this 315 liters, the $300. So $6,800. Not bad. I mean, it's money in our pocket. Pays for seed and fertilizer, right? Some. All right. Well, we'll be back in August, and we'll see what our options are there. All right. We'll bring in just before we end the day in July here. I collected the contracts. Let's go to the contracts real quick. I collected the contracts. You can see we're up to 513,000, almost 514. There is so we basically we could go fertilize the same contracts that we already did on 12 and 9. So basically that's like the second fertilization where yeah, we did 12, yeah, and we did 9. I also remembered why we also were down some money. I put the tires on the case on the big tractor. The new tires that were down to the nubs, the radial, the steel belts were coming out of it. They were so they were so bad. So yeah, we got those. All right, let's since we're in here together, let's just move on to August. I already did a game save, so let's just move it to August. Let's pay attention to where we're at. So we're gonna start it at August. We'll just go at 6 o'clock and see what we got. Let's do 6:30. It's a good time to wake up. Avoided the rain that was in the forecast. I didn't look to see what the forecast was in August, but I just don't see a harvesting contract of peas or of oh, and another tornado. Jeez, these tornadoes just don't stop around here. All right, so we have the parsnips are ready to be harvested. And let's see, when is that tornado? Noon 14, noon 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, or 4 o'clock, I guess it is. And then rain after that. So kind of be hard to get anything harvested anyhow. If you didn't do it first thing in the morning, everything's going to be wet and low yield, which is bad, bad, bad. And looks like we got rain in the forecast for September. Hopefully that's not the case if those contracts pop up here in September. So let's go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fast forward a little bit through the time here and make sure there's no other contracts to pop up that we miss. So I'm going to do all of that off camera, and then I'm going to bring you back in once we get in September and see where we're at. See you in a few minutes. All right, welcome back in. Still August. It's 3 o'clock, but there is a tornado. I fast forwarded a little bit to see which way it was going. Figured I'd come in and bring you in and show you again the tornado and redeem myself on the noise. of what these tornadoes in the game sound like. They're pretty good. Doing some crop destruction here, but it's not terrible. There's some weeds in this field too. Yeah, it hasn't been taking care of the weeds, so I'm hoping that we get this on a contract. We're going to lose a little yield from that tornado, which is probably going to run until for another hour. But we're going to go ahead into the tornado real quick. Oh, you can kind of hear it right here. And we'll get down in it. So yeah, you can see they're pretty loud. All right, we'll get back away from it a little bit. Yeah, there's just been a lot of tornadoes. This is a crazy season. I like this. It's kind of cool now that I'm noticing it a little bit more for the first time. The outer map that he used on here looks more, instead of like mountains and the game default when people make these modded maps, you kind of got other fields like patterned around. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right, we are going to go back into the house, and I'm going to fast forward, and I'll bring you back in a minute. All right, welcome back in. Couple developments. I moved this to October. So the reason I moved this to October, let's get out of this house here. All right, why is this not opening up here? It's 6:30 in the morning. I'm going to keep it at 6:30 in the morning. Actually, I'm going to run it a little bit ahead of speed here, but so let's go into the contracts. Let's go into this map first. So this field, this big field we were hoping for, soybeans. Now we go over to the next. It's already been harvested. So we did not get the opportunity. We did get this contract. I'll show you that in a minute. But another development that kind of irks me about this map a little bit is wheat has been planted in 5 and 11. And I didn't get an opportunity to do the sowing contracts. So corn is in 13 right now. It's the only one with corn left in it. And I'm hoping that we get that because it is ready to harvest. But yeah, so let's go down to the contract. So 2 big liming contracts popped up in September, which I fast forwarded through September and put us into October. And that cultivating I think just popped up because that wasn't there. So we could probably, if we're going to pick that one up too, just so we can make sure that we get the money. But the only 2 harvesting contracts left are a parsnips and a red beet, which is irritating. A hoeing contract and a plowing contract, which we're not doing either of those 2. So let me pick this harvesting contract up. I'll probably do that off camera and get that completed so we have the extra money. And then I don't know if we're going to get that corn. It's ready to harvest already. I don't know if it's going to pop up or not. But this is going to be a really busy day. So we're going to leave the time on 2 times so that I can get through all of this stuff. Because if there's another harvesting contract, I'm going to have to do that off camera too. But they're going to do the soybean contract. It's a pretty big contract. Field 2, just as it is. Yeah, it's 45 acres of soybeans. I'm not sure if we did this one or not, if we did field 2. But let's go ahead and start getting stuff out here. And we're gonna have to do a little manipulation of the grain header. Let's get the super strength on. Let's get it lifted up. Let's get it twisted. Set it right there. Every time I take it off, it flips up there, but we'll deal with it. You know what? I'm gonna turn super strength off so I don't have any more issues. Some lights on. Love the way that starts up. Like it's really super old, which it is. I have the Through the Years mod installed, but this one does not play ball with that mod, so it doesn't. They don't have the year listed of what it is, but I'm gonna guess 70s or 80s. Not sure. All right, let's get on over. We're just gonna go the back way. What are we looking like on fuel? We're good on fuel on this machine. Let's get it zoomed out a little bit for you. Let's head over to field 2. We'll get started on the headlands. Where's field 2? Oh, it's 2 fields down. Okay. We'll probably put it into the cinematic mode, whatever that's called, the picture mode. We'll run a time lapse on this, knock this field out, and then we'll end it there. We'll see if we get the corn contract. If I do, I'll do that one off of camera too. And then we should be pretty good to fast forward through the winter in the next episode and buy the farm and go from there and see how we're gonna do actually once we purchase the farm. But yeah, the whole purpose of this series was to buy the farm, and that's just about where we're at. This is episode 9, so it's gonna be 10 episodes before we get to it, so it's a pretty fair assessment. All right, I am going to do this whole field in a time lapse, and I will see you at the end of it. So if you like time lapses, this is going to be your video. All right, let's bring him back in here. That was a lengthy time lapse. I think we just earned ourselves about $12,000 to $14,000 extra in soybeans on that harvest. And let's go ahead and collect the contract while we're at it. $73,000 contract. Collect. Thank you. We are up to, oh wow, we are over $600,000. Let's go into our bank loan and see what the bank loan says we can take out too. Let's see what our net worth is. $825,000. The bank loan says we can take $752,935. I'm gonna write that down. $752,935. And our cash, oh, the interest rate's pretty low, 3.3. Cash $601,216. Give me a second to get my calculator up here. All right, 752, 935 plus 601,216. That's well over our goal. That's $1,350,000. $1.35 million. So we are there. We are there. We're gonna do this. I'm gonna do that cultivating contract off camera. That's gonna get us almost 70 grand. And when we do the next episode, episode 10, oops. Sorry there, Amazon driver. Next episode, we are going to buy the farm. We're going to get through the winter, and we're going to get over there in the spring and buy the farm. If there's a corn contract in the middle of all of that, I'm going to take it. So don't be surprised if you come back and we're in a completely different month. But yeah, that's the plan. So again, thanks for joining me on this really, really long episode. 2 hours and 29 minutes of recording. But I know that time lapse is really going to eat up a lot of that time. So hopefully we'll be right in that 45 minute to an hour range of time on there. But thanks again for coming in. I really appreciate it. Like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Hit that like button. I'm trying to boost this channel as much as possible. Check out the one tile challenge that I have recently just posted. Starting out, the Zorch Farming, Rusty Money Gaming, and Crustu challenge that they're doing. A multiplayer challenge. I'm just doing it as a single player. But check that out. And can't wait to see you in the next one when we actually buy the farm. What this challenge is all about. All right. Thanks again. We'll see you next time.